Welcome to the SID's View podcast. Hi, Diego.
Hey,
What's up, buddy?
what's going on?
I don't know. Kind of tired. Long weekend.
Oh yeah,
If you had to spend 9 hours total with Rob, Remy, and Jack in a 24-hour span.
Wow. All right.
I didn't even finish it. What? I would have said that you would have had a good time. You guys just immediately go dark.
Hey, I didn't lose faith in you, Sid. I
Thanks,
always
buddy.
do.
Appreciate you.
Did.
Mm-hmm. Whatever, Remy.
I was just there for the vibes. And bad thoughts, right, Sid?
That's what she said.
that's what she said. All right, I'm in. I was having a hard time getting in today.
That's what she said.
Hey, that's what she said.
Hey,
I mean, let's not go.
No, this is already becoming
keep it down.
unwatchable.
No, seriously.
No, that's my job over here. That's why I sit next to all these things.
button pusher.
That's why?
Yeah, that's why.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, I forgot to come to Stafford Friday. Jeremy said I had a job, and I didn't even show up.
No way, Johnny.
That's crazy.
What's so crazy about that,
You
Remy?
forgot?
Yeah.
Your first day on the job.
No,
and you
we
forgot.
rained out. It's okay. You
Yeah,
get a
we rained
freebie
out.
this time. We
Yeah,
rained
we
out.
rained
But
out.
Diego, he's going to be around in the future. As we know,
I'm
telling
not-
jokes on the hot mic.
No, I could go get popcorn for
Popcorn,
you guys.
beer.
Whatever. I could be that guy.
Work the double
Want
hook.
me to go get?
So you'll
I've-
get me drinks in the infield?
Nope, I didn't say that.
I guarantee you, if you scored that job within 3 hours of your first shift, Jeremy would summon you to the trailer and sit you down.
For what? I get
No, he'd sit you down.
reprimanded about something.
He'd sit you down and he'd go,
You want to keep working here.
Oh,
Stay
my
off the
God.
drugs.
Stay off. Okay.
Now, see, you know who did show up to staff?
Remy
Friday?
showed up
Remy actually
on a rain
showed up.
out.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so Remy walked into the office.
Oh, my
And the first thing
God.
I say to her is, "Hey Remy, they're about to call it for rain in about 10 minutes."
Yeah.
Remy,
I
I mean,
was
why
kinda
wouldn't you
upset.
make that phone call?
Huh?
Why don't you make that phone call before you drive 2
I
hours?
texted Fro.
she texted
I texted him.
Oh, why wouldn't you text her back?
Well, when
do
she
you- I mean,
texted
come
me,
on.
I thought we were running.
That's awful.
Yeah, he owes her.
My
Yeah.
God, you really host her. That's rude.
2.5 hour drive
Oh,
there
you
and back.
you loved every minute of it.
I don't know if she did. I don't think she
It's a
did.
lot of
think
silence
so.
there.
It was Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
A lot of
that's not cool.
traffic. I was tired.
That's not cool, man.
Oh, Sean wants you to make deliveries to the press box. Those are for cash tips.
Mm-hmm.
Cash tips. Oh my goodness.
I still don't have a joke.
No, yeah.
Come on, get your stuff together.
Mm.
You have one job.
Oh, Remy, you have one job.
Only one?
Well, no, you do a good job on the switchboard.
I try, thank
The
you.
The
switchboard?
switchboard.
What are we, 1940s phone operators?
What is it called?
It's a mixer.
Oh, a mixer. Excuse me.
Switchboard.
Well, it's a switchboard. That's what everybody else calls it. The switchboard. That's what I would call it.
Watch out, Remy. Jeremy's offering up your job to Diego.
Oh, I like that.
Settle down.
Well, let's start the insanity.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Man Cave for the next edition of the SID's View podcast. Glad to have you aboard for this Tuesday night. Kind of a wet weekend of racing, but we got some action in on Sunday. Diego, what's going on, brother?
Well, I know there was a lot of action at my house yesterday. Cornhole champion. Thank you very much.
All right, those reports are disputed. We're over here with our girl, Rem.
Am I going to be the one doing this?
Well, see, I was going to ask Diego, but the report I got is that he's still trying to get that bag in the cornhole.
Yo. It's a beautiful Tuesday. I'm here with my boys. Let's do this.
All right, my man Rob down there, fresh back from his trip up from Vermont. He's ready to roll.
What up, everybody? Your man Rob in the house, and let me tell you, I'm happy they saved the Thunder for the road, because if they didn't, there'd be Jack all to talk about. Speaking of Jack,
Wow. Okay. And Jack, that means it's over to you, guy, over at the news desk. What's going on?
What's up, man? Like Fro said, we got results from racing's biggest weekend. Diego's car just flipped over. We got a big announcement coming out of NASCAR in the last couple of hours. You'll hear from me very shortly. Sid, take it away, my man.
All right, sounds good. Diego, what's going on over there? Have a look-see over there.
That was from
Switch
you?
over there, huh?
Cars crash.
Yeah.
I'm not even in the modifieds anymore. We're still wrecking them. Damn.
Still managed to turn one over.
Kind of symbolic.
Don't forget now, if you want to join the fun, you want to go over to youtube.com/SidsView/join. Jump in that live chat, $4.99 a month. You'll also be able to participate in our Who Won the Week segment later on in the show and get bonus videos every Thursday. That's how we do it. We're thrilled to have with us this week. It's our main man. He took over 3 hours to get here today.
Oh,
we really
yeah.
appreciate having Brett Meservey in house with us. What's up, buddy?
How we doing, y'all? Happy to be here.
That Cape Cod Memorial Day traffic is a mother, apparently. huh?
Seriously.
Absolutely horrific. Dead
Well,
stop.
we appreciate your commitment to come in and hang out with us, so we're going to have a good time tonight. Let's get our friends over at Monaco Ford up and running with the results ticker. We appreciate their support. Diego, let's get things started. We had a rain out on Friday. We had a rain out, flood out, something over there at the Speedbowl. How was your day on Saturday?
I tell you what, man, it's so disappointing. First off, I was looking for, like every Friday, you know, I had last week's guest as a pick in the late model, so I was seeing if Alex Fern can pull it off, and I get a little bummed, man, like a kid when Friday nights get canceled, you know,
Yeah.
but I was like, man, it looks like it's going to be all right today, but I guess it was the right call because it sure the hell did rain
Yeah.
a lot Friday night. And, you know, I was like, well, we'll get the Speedbowl in tomorrow. And, you know, listen, we saved the late model competitors 1 week of ass whipping from Emma Monahan. So,
Okay.
all right. So that's
Is
how
that way to look at it?
that's the
Sure.
way I look at it. Sean
Yeah.
Gadicke was about to get the spanking of his life. But, no, you know, listen, it sucked Saturday, man. We were there. I mean, that was... I try not to kill the Speedbowl because I love the damn place, but it was Camp Speedbowl again.
Yeah.
Even on the rainouts, you know, car was in, car was out, car was under the cover, car was off the cover. And
So, did race cars ever get on the track?
never got on the track all day.
Wow.
And, you know, when it stopped raining, it was really sunny. I mean, it was nice, right? I had sunglasses on. I'm like, you know, but it's that old problem that Sean Foster had during the tri-track race.
Yeah.
That just continually comes back and just, I mean, they could have got the races in if they had that problem solved.
Yeah.
It's
So just water just kept dumping out, right? Coming out of turn 4. That's what you're
like,
talking about?
It was like Niagara Falls of the Waterford Speedbowl on the front stretch. And, you know, it wasn't happening at first, but then there was another wave of heavy rain that came through.
Yeah.
You know, at that point, I'm going to tell you this, right? So I'm like, they haven't called anything yet. I think it got to the point where the competitors were getting pissed off.
Yeah.
I look over, Moose Stoughton puts his car in the trailer, locks it down.
Well, that's what we were hearing. Even at Thunder Road, people were telling
Yeah.
us that people that were there were that there was some competitors that just
They
closed
weren't
up
even
and
going to
left.
race.
Yeah.
Curry in the 55, Doug Curry in the 2, and I forgot his name.
Randy Cole.
Yeah, Randy Cole. Sorry about that, Randy. But because he's not a regular, but he came down.
He has been this year.
He's
though.
been down there. Yeah, he's third in points. So they just started loading their stuff up, and guys were like locking them down. And, you know, it just sucks. It sucks that you're there till 8 o'clock. I understand the Speedbowl's trying to get it in, but
Yeah.
there's got to become a point where, like, okay, listen, we were there 7 hours.
Well, what time did they call it?
7?
Wow.
Right? I think 7 o'clock was the time. I don't quote me on that,
Yeah.
but it was.
That's
it was,
late though. No cars were on the track at all.
No. Wow. And then
Yeah,
we
that's
went down.
rough.
Yeah, then we went down and hung out at our old spot.
So how about
morning.
this? We drove up to so we stay over the night before. We went up to Thunder Road for the Monaco, and me and Rob and Remy and Jack and our bone guru,
Oh, that's what she said.
drone guru
Yep.
Ben, and so we're driving up, and Bonsa came up there and worked with us too, but he went down to the bowl to shoot and drove up separately, and he texted us on the way. And we were worried about the rain at Thunder Road. And Bonsa text, it didn't say Speedbowl. It just said like the show canceled or something.
He said, I remember it coming. He said rained out.
Yeah, rained out.
Yeah.
And my first thought was, oh, we got to turn around. Like, because that's just like Bonsa to caring enough to let us know that Thunder Road just rained out in case, because we're driving, maybe we didn't
right.
see it.
Right.
And then I'm like, oh no, wait, yeah, he's at the Speedbowl, right? So they just rained out,
yeah.
So, well,
We were already like 2.5 hours
I
down
mean-
the road at that point.
Right.
That would have sucked.
I guess, the thing that's really Speedbowl, like, I mean, if I was running the place, I'd be trying everything I could because everybody was there.
yeah, right.
So what are you going to do? I mean, they were in a real bad spot. People are pissed because they waited so long, but then they would have been pissed if they didn't give it a shot.
Yeah.
They had
Right.
it figured down to one practice and then a feature. They had feature lineups already posted. They just could not stop the water.
Couldn't make it happen.
I wish, because they almost lost that tri-track night because of that massive crowd. They lost. I mean, how many more times is that going to happen?
Right. I mean,
it
feels
was-
like every time there's significant rain, it's
It was
gonna happen.
dry though. The track was dry besides where it comes out of the track there.
Yeah.
If that problem was fixed, the whole night's in, no problem.
Yeah.
And how many more times is that going to happen? And I don't want to be the guy that does that, but here I am on the podcast, so I'm the voice of the Speedbowl, good or bad.
Yeah.
And damn it, man. I wish somebody would just take the time, whether they got to bring somebody. I mean, there's so many companies that would love to come in and help the Speedbowl. All you have to do is ask.
Yeah.
And they would almost do it for free,
Probably.
right? Because they love the place like I love the place.
Yeah.
And it just never happened. There's always something else going on besides addressing the problems between that and the mic getting held on a 72-degree angle to talk.
Right.
And then to bang it on your hip.
Yeah.
All that stuff sucks
Yeah.
because the Speedbowl's such a great place.
Yeah.
It wouldn't take, I mean, here I am, like, I know what it costs. But in the grand scheme of things of what people put into the racetrack, the competitors, listen, I'm very grateful that the Waterford Speedbowl is still around.
Yeah, for sure, man.
But
we all
damn it,
do.
man, come on. I mean, like, we just have to do better, a little bit better.
Yeah.
The saddest part is it may rear its head again this weekend. I mean, like, I know
Right.
we're still a few
The
days
early
out,
forecast
but
is
the
not
early
good.
forecast, Friday night into Saturday morning, is supposed to be an inch of rain. And if it was just Saturday morning, again, without the drainage problems, it wouldn't be an issue. But if it rains heavily that morning,
It's over
they're
again.
They're not gonna get it in.
Well, you know what I think happens, and I could be wrong here. But the problem is never thought about until it's a problem, right? When it's not a problem because it's sunny for 4 weeks, nobody gives a crap. You're right. As soon as it rains the next, it's raining Friday night all night.
Right.
You're probably thinking, oh my gunny's like, oh my God.
Right.
Are we going to be
Right.
in trouble? I don't care if the sun's out.
Yeah.
Saturday.
It doesn't matter.
I did that like 2 weeks ago. You remember it rained, and I'm like, man, I don't know if they're going to make the races.
Right.
And it was sunny about like 10.
Right.
I still wasn't sure if they were going to make the races or not, and they did.
Right.
But
All right. Well, we had a little bit different time over at Thunder Road. Although I will say, and Brett was up there as well, running with the Monaco series. I was worried about the weather
Same.
it looked
the
ugly.
whole time.
It was cold.
And when we first got there, it was cold.
Was it wet?
Yeah.
It was spitting a bit.
Yeah, it was
from
like
the sky.
spitting on
'Cause
and
I-
off all day.
Because it wasn't on yet, so I'm tuning in and I'm trying to do yard work, and I'm like, 2 o'clock, I got to get back. I'm disappointed because I missed the whole ACK race.
Yeah.
But the track looked wet to me, and I'm like, damn it, man.
I'll tell you what, that was an awesome late model race.
I bet it was.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And credit to that place because they had not a great forecast all week. The whole week, everyone that went down there was like, "Oh, is it going to rain? Are we going to get it in?" And they packed a freaking house still.
Yeah.
Was it
Oh my
packed?
God, it was
Dude.
packed.
It was
Really?
amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing how many people there with a threat of rain. I mean, on a holiday weekend and a threat of rain, and that place was still packed.
That's great.
It
And
was
they got
amazing.
the whole show in.
Got
Yeah.
the whole show.
Yeah.
Beautiful track, by the way. My first time being there. Beautiful
Yeah.
track.
Yeah,
You loved it?
amazing.
Oh my God, it was great. And the racing was good too.
Yeah,
You know what I
that
mean?
late model race was,
It was
awesome.
great.
One of the best late model races
There
I've
was
seen in a
nobody
while.
taking each other out, nothing like that.
No,
man.
Epic battle up front for
Yeah.
for just laps after lap.
Oh, yeah.
Did you get a chance to watch any of that?
I only watched for a little bit.
Yeah.
We were kind of heading out as soon as it all started.
Right.
Off,
Yep, right.
Yeah.
But no, it was pretty good.
Yeah, just a good place, man, and just props to those guys, Tapley, and they run a tight ship there, and Chris Machad was super helpful. We're bringing the drone guy there, so you got to touch base and make sure that he is all set, and then Jack's doing the tower stuff, so we got to make sure he's all set. And shout out to our man Connor over there. He took good care of us, and so their whole media team was really accommodating to having us there. It was a good time.
You know what was kind of weird to me? That there was nobody emceeing the race with Ben Dodge.
Yeah.
He was like a
Well,
lone
Barabalt was there, but he was doing pit reporting.
pit
but, yeah.
reporter, but there was nobody in the tower with Ben Dodge. And so he was like, I mean, I find myself listening to him.
That's also late model country, though. So,
Yeah.
like, if they had a guy, would he be familiar with the mods?
Well,
would you want that?
Well, you know, the thing is that it's really hard. Like, you know, because I've done a few little events at the Speedbowl. Me and my brother have gone up and done these things, and he would say, "Diego, I got to go to the bathroom," and I'm like, "Oh no, you're not. You are not going to the bathroom, right? Who the hell am I going? The place is packed. When Terry owned it, they got nothing going on. We're just talking to the crowd, and my brother says, "I got to go to the bathroom." And I'm like, dude, don't do that to me. So
They always say it's the hardest part of being an
It's
announcer
so-
is filling time.
dude, it's very
that's what they say.
hard.
Yep.
So to hear him call the race, every little thing, you know, I listen to everything he says. He methodically speaks about every racer. He really is into it. But yeah, it seemed like a tough deal. And the other thing that I noticed, I kept thinking there was a fly on my TV.
Oh, because of the drone?
The drone. I'm like this. I'm like watching. I'm like, damn, there's a bug. You know when you get a bug on your TV?
Yeah.
And you're like, get the hell away from the TV.
I think Ben's drone was actually too fast for Thunder Road. Like, he powered up significantly for Thompson.
Right.
And he's going to bring that bad boy back when we go to Stafford, and I think we're gonna take it down a notch for these other bull rings. But yeah, just really fortunate. Not only with the guys here in the studio with me, Rob and Remy and Jack, but Ben and Bonsa, and we've had a guy Gino working with us. Our GoPro guru Preston from Sid's View is going to come do some Monaco stuff with us, and we just got another guy Josh, another camera op that's going to help us. So.
Well, you got a full staff.
Just really fortunate to
Payroll's got to be deep.
do a lot of things there, and so we have a good time with it. But we will have some clips for that race. Let's not dilly-dally any longer. Let's get our man Jack fired up and ready to go with this week's weekly update.
All right, I just want to give a big thank you and shout out to Fowler's Auto Wrecking for the weekly update this week. So, like Sid mentioned, Austin Beers won the Granite City 100 at Thunder Road, his first career win in the Monaco Modified Tri-Track Series.
All right, let's do some clips here. First of all, we got to get to the high drama in the event, which was Stephen Kopsick. By the way, public service announcement.
Oh, yeah.
I went up to Steven and said, "How do you pronounce your last name?" And he says, "It's Kopsick." I'm like, "It is?" He says, "Yeah." He says, "I know people say Kopchick, but," he's like, "I don't really correct him." And I'm like, damn. I was saying Kopsick for a long time.
You were saying what?
Kopsick for a long time. And then I trained
Changed
myself to say Kopchick because I was told that was the proper way. Now I keep screwing it up back and forth. But anyways,
Yeah, I knew it was Kopsick.
you knew nothing of the sort until we wrote it on the DRC Electric chalkboard chatter. So we have it over
Strangely
there.
enough, I almost find it harder to say it right now that I know that Kopchick is the wrong way. I feel like I was, betting a little bit of a higher average before I knew.
Right.
But now I'm like, oh, which one really is it?
Oh, Kopsick. We
So-
say it right.
Let's
You're right, we could have tagged that one on there.
yeah. So let's set this clip up. So this is a restart. Kopsick and Teddy Hodgson. And let me tell you, Teddy Hodgson was fast.
Yo,
he had
he
a car
was
to win.
Legit
That
fast.
car was fast. Let's see where our man Brett is here. He is restarting 7th in this one. But this was probably the most talked about incident. We got a couple views of it. Check it out. Go ahead, Rems.
Use the last restart to take the lead. Will Teddy Hodgson have any gusto? Here comes Matt Swanson. We are green and racing. Hodgson tries to get a run. And to the outside wall, Teddy Hodgson pinched off
This
turn
is
number
so awesome.
2
This
down
is
the
right
back
here.
straight away.
Yeah, so this is from Bissett. It's from the Woodman. That's probably the best view from Austin's car. Can't really tell anything from from Copsick's camera.
Right.
And then Teddy's camera, which we've had some incidents with Teddy's. But how about this? Totally survived. Just took a little tumble. That's all. It's all good.
Teddy Hodgson.
Look at that drone right up in his
drone.
face. I'm sure that made him feel great.
I said on the radio,
Number
like, that's how you
3.
get right up in there, Ben.
Hartford
That's how you do
right.
it,
in the
brother.
front row.
I just know if I was in that car and that drone was flying around, I'd get so pissed so fast.
Hodgson.
Now, you know we like the meltdowns, so we might as well stay until we...
This was well deserving, though.
It gives him a little, use your head.
And there is
Did
Teddy
he walk off the
Hodgson.
track after this?
Yeah.
He did, yeah. He walked back through the turn 3.
I thought
turn
so.
3 gate.
I couldn't tell from where I was sitting, well, obviously, but I saw him walk off. I was like, oh man, hopefully he caught a ride.
Yeah. Is it here?
Yeah. That's
Coming
a
out
long
of
walk.
turn 2 on the outside at that track? Is that
Not as tight as turn 4.
Yeah.
Turn
Oh,
4
really?
Turn 4 is brutal.
Yeah.
It's one lane out. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
So, Diego, as another racer in the room, thoughts?
Well, Steven, how do you say it? Copsick. Because we say it right.
Check the board. Okay, it's always
What?
on the board for your viewing pleasure.
You know, like,
Copsick said,
yeah, that's what he did say. He said that to the 55. Wax on, wax off.
yeah.
Listen, Steve is I don't know what to say because he's really good. He's really good at all the stuff he does, but he's really good at getting himself in a mess too.
Yeah.
He just
That's
always.
a good way to put it.
I don't know how to say because I don't know him personally,
Yeah.
but he just always seems to be in whatever is going on everywhere. Right
I think
now.
that's the problem, right? Like, I don't know Steven that well either, but
Yeah.
I mean, I do chat with him every time I see him. He's always super cool with us. He
Yeah.
always lets us put cameras on the car.
Yeah.
Always joke around, bust chops with him a little bit.
Yeah.
And, but, I also don't have to race him. So,
Right.
I've never really gotten frustrated with him. But you're right. Like, this is 2 times in a row, and in 2 different series. And there's a little bit of common denominator. Now, we have more news about the previous incident coming up later.
That's right.
But, my takeaway from this, honestly, I know Copsick's kind of a polarizing figure now, but I just felt really bad for Teddy Hodgson. Because that car was freaking fast,
Dude,
man.
Teddy
I really
was-
thought he could win that race.
He was stalking him.
Yeah.
The whole time, Copsick took the lead from him and aggressively kind of did it. Teddy let him have it.
Yeah.
Teddy got behind him and was literally it was like stalking prey.
Yeah.
And he was just I watched it. He was sizing him up the whole time, just sizing him up off of 2, seeing where he was going to do it.
Yeah.
Had a restart. I wasn't sure if he was going to take the lead on the top or not, but it really sucks for Teddy and his team. Like those guys, like everybody else puts a hell of a lot of effort in.
Yeah.
And Teddy he's a hell of a good shoe on that Tri-Track series.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't know what car is going to show up for Teddy. Some weeks they are way better than other weeks.
Right.
But when they're on, they're on.
Yeah.
And
I've seen him walk away with some big races. Really,
see,
when they're on it, they are so on.
and he looked like he was a real contender for that race.
100%, man.
And you could see, just as an old driver, I watched it. Like I told you pre-show, I watch a lot of racing. I watch Third. I watch Bassett. I watch what everybody's doing. If I can see him in the camera, I want to see what's happening. And it's just way unfortunate. But at the same token, it's still racing. It's a tight track. I don't think Copsick meant to do that. He may have wanted to, grind him a little, but I don't think he was trying to rip the right front off on the fence.
I did think that, like, this is a little bit different in the sense of, like, it's a tighter racetrack.
It's a tight
and-
bull ring,
right.
and it just sucks that it happened. I bet you if you asked Steve, he would say, "Damn it, I didn't mean to do that."
Yeah.
Right? That wasn't what I wanted to do. And but it's like I say this, when you play with fire, sometimes you get burned. And so when you want to do stuff like that, sometimes something happens and you don't mean for it to happen, right?
Well, let's go to the next clip, because even though that was a polarizing incident,
yeah.
and even though there was a limited amount of cars there, I think there was 15 that took the green.
Yeah.
It was a great race, and there was a lot of good racing. And so we have the end here with Austin and Matt Swanson. So go ahead, Rams.
Here they come.
It's the last 4 laps. So Swanson was leading for quite a while.
Austin Beers tries everything.
And you know he's hungry for a win, too.
I got to say this, man. You watch this. I was watching this the whole time.
Can't do it.
Austin Beers, perfect gentleman.
Yeah.
Perfect gentleman.
He definitely could have roughed
Dude, he
him up.
got in there 2 or 3 times, and Swanson closed the door.
Yep.
And that 179 checked up many times.
How about my man Ben on the drone work? Just nasty.
Final circuit. Down the back straight.
I mean, this is just a great race. Just a great last 4 laps.
Number 3. Off turn number 4. Austin Beers has done
Yeah,
it.
I mean, we've had this
Matt
discussion on the
Swanson
show
will
about car counts. I mean, how much do they matter if you have a bunch of competitive cars? That was the prime example of there being a bunch of competitive cars, but a small field. For my unbiased opinion, I think it was probably the best Monaco race of the year so far.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
It was a great race. I give a hell of a lot of credit to Austin Beers. He really did a magnificent job at the end. I mean, Swanson
perfectly executed.
Swanee was getting loose off the corners. He was blocking and doing which rightfully so. He wanted to win that race.
Yeah.
I get it. And he got in there 2 or 3 times, and he was almost up to the door, and it looked like Swanee kept driving him lower.
Yep.
And the 179 just checked up. He checked up, fell back in line, and just wouldn't do it. It wouldn't spin him, wouldn't get Swanee out. And then one time, Beers is no idiot. He was sizing him up too, like the 55 was sizing up the 21 there for a little bit. He knew where he was going to get him, and once he decided he was going, bam, put it right in there. This time I'm not getting out. Right. And great race by those guys. And congratulations to Matt Swanson. Listen, the kid has come into his own. It was a lot of years where him and his dad where they were struggling around a little bit, but those guys have done a great job turning it up, being a threat to win at all these races they show up to.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a big deal for those guys. So,
Brett, how was your day?
It was overall pretty good. I mean, we were on point basically all day. We just missed the race adjustment by a little bit. Overall, good though. I mean,
you like racing there?
It's tight. You have to be really aggressive.
You've raced it. You were there last year, weren't you?
Yeah, this is my second time there. Yeah. You just have to be really aggressive, and it's hard to make openings and make it work there. But we're getting better, and we'll get there for sure.
Yeah, how is the track there? Is it rough or nice surface?
No, it's a really nice surface actually. Yeah,
really,
it's really nice
it's
to
unique.
race on. It's not very bumpy.
It's not a complete circle like Seekonk, but the straightaways don't seem to be as long as the Speedbowl, and then of course the turns are really banked.
Right.
The backstretch feels like a corner in its own, like just because you have to drive it in so hard.
Right.
A lot of grip.
Awesome. Tons of grip. Yeah, it grips up really well. Yeah.
Nice, man. Yeah.
I'm telling you, we said this last year. Like if that track was closer, I'd go there 10 times a year at least.
Well,
right.
I had texted you. I was a little bummed there wasn't a lot of cars there.
Yeah.
Right. And then you had said, I think weather played a small role in that, which
travel.
I believe.
Yeah, for sure.
In the travel, so, I mean, this is off on a little different bit of a subject, but if you look at the MRS, right, they don't get a large car count. A lot of their races are in racetracks like that. Right. So it's hard to say, well, the MRS is not doing a good job because the Tri-Track does a hell of a job promoting their teams, their series. And I was surprised to only get 16, or I thought there was 16 on the roster when I looked. But it just goes to show, when you're up there in late model country, it's hard to get a full field of modifieds, right? And but at any rate, it seemed like a great show. And from what you guys said, the house was packed,
right?
Yeah,
which is really cool.
It's speaking to them it being late model country. Sadly, a lot of them left before the mod race. The late model race was
that happened
first.
last year. Remember
that happened
you said
last
that.
year,
yeah.
And but I mean, to me, that's just that's offended country. I mean, I don't really take offense to it or anything, but I wish more of them stayed around because it was a really good race.
Yeah.
So, all right, Jack, what else you got?
All right, so kind of bouncing off of what we were talking about earlier. So NASCAR announced earlier today that Stephen Kopsick's one race ban has been overturned on appeal by the National Motorsports Appeals Panel. Kopsick's fine was also increased from $1,500 to $2,500, and I will read. So this is officially from NASCAR. It says, in reaching the decision, the panel provided the following explanation. The panel believes that although there were several factors that contributed to the wreck, ultimately the contact by the 21 car against the 3 was intentional.
What do you think, Diego?
Well, you're asking me?
Well, yeah, you're the driver.
Well, listen. I think. I don't know. My brother probably going to love me for this one, but everybody deserves a second chance and the benefit of the doubt. Right? I mean, because you're about to disrupt their whole wheel and modified tour season.
Right.
If you throw them out for the race, you better have the call right. Right?
But they're saying that they still believe there was intent.
Right.
But listen.
Which makes me wonder why they modified the penalty.
That's
well,
right.
because maybe if you look through the whole lap and a half prior, there was intent by the other driver too at certain points. Right? It just, it just didn't end well. For the 3, you hated to see the 3 team, but I don't know, man. Like, you're gonna throw the whole. Is that the one car on that series? Is that the car he runs? I think it's the one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but it throws his season away.
It does.
He's 8 points out. If you make that call, you better have it right.
Right. It's just interesting to me that in their statement, they basically affirmed that they believe that they made the correct call, but then in that same statement, they also rescinded the suspension.
Yeah.
So, I need to know, all right, well, why is it, it's bad, but it's not that bad, right? I guess I wish there was a little more clarity on what actually changed in their mind.
See, that's the thing. So to your point, I actually, I understand what you're saying. He was 8 points out of the lead, whatever. But that shouldn't actually have zero relevance to the situation.
Well, I'm just talking about somebody's season.
I know, just being empathetic towards Kopsick. I understand. But, I just don't get what's Rob's saying. It just seemed kind of like a word salad where they just didn't
Right.
they didn't change their point of view, but they changed the penalty.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem to really make any. I have no dog in the fight. I don't care either way. It doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah.
But I just don't. We still think there was intent, but let's just do this penalty instead.
Yeah,
it's
I remember.
strange.
I remember watching it, how vicious it looked. I mean, it was just awful.
Yeah,
and you hated to see it because somebody could have seriously got hurt. I mean, let's talk about if Remkema, is that his name? Remkema, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Let's just say Remkema breaks a shoulder blade and a femur. Is he still suspended?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Does NASCAR change their mind then? I don't know.
Well, I thought we've had it many times in the stat chat. That was the season, right? I think we talked about it earlier on in the year.
If you get hurt.
Yeah, well, with Waterman, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, again, it's not about who the violator was. I don't care about any of that. I just wish there was more transparency because this is going to happen again. It is. And like we said, it can't just be, he got hurt this time, so it's a penalty.
Well, in all honesty, I don't know if this helps or not, but I mean, it's the same thing big NASCAR would do, right? They might not even have suspended him. I mean, because they don't. Because you see Connor Jones and all these guys doing it at the highest levels, and they don't say anything about it, right? So they already set the mark at that level.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right? What do you think? I mean, you don't have a dog in the fight. When you see the penalty, I mean, do you think it's just as a driver?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it kind of depends on the situation. I mean, obviously for Kopsick, it's unfortunate that he got the suspension in the beginning. But I mean, if there was intent there, then it's kind of warranted. But
you know what Keeter had said on here.
That's a good point.
And he has to pay the fine before he can come back, right?
Yeah, but $2,500 isn't anything to them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? That's nothing.
Wow. All right.
Right? So I'm just telling you, listen. But Keeter has got it right because I think every racetrack should have this. If I ever owned the Speedbowl, I would have a panel of people that didn't go to the races, that came in on a Monday, and you got paid to work a day to listen to the cases, and there'd be 5 of them, and we're going to have a vote. that don't really go to the races. They have nothing to do, and they're going to hear the story.
Right.
I love that idea.
Well, that's kind of how the U.S. legal system works. You know, you got
Yes.
in this case, NASCAR is the cop,
Right.
and then an appeals panel are the
But
judges.
so the appeals panel is the one that changed the ruling, not NASCAR, right? So they heard the story and they heard it and they made their decision.
Well, who selects what goes onto that? I mean, this is a little bit off topic, but like,
What do you mean?
It's called the National Motorsports Appeals Panel, right?
Yep.
Is that like just NASCAR, or
Yeah.
are there? I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I wouldn't know, but I think it's great if they have people in there. It's like a little jury that have nothing to do with racing, because
Right.
I don't want them to know. I don't want them to know who Brett Meservey is.
Yeah.
Just because Brett Meservey got wrecked and they love Brett Meservey now, oh no, they did something wrong
Right.
because they wrecked Brett Meservey. It can't be that way. They have to have no dog in the fight at all. I think it's a great idea because there's also problems with rules, infractions that maybe you screw somebody's season up for something that was just missed by somebody that had zero effect on the performance of the car, and now their whole season is thrown away. Right? And somebody has, if you want to appeal that, I can't appeal it to Sid, who's making the first decision, because he's going to say, yeah, screw you. The rule is the rule.
Right.
This is my sandbox. But I don't know.
All right.
That's my take on it.
All right, moving on to the 600. So Ross Chastain won the Coca-Cola 600 after starting from the rear. William Byron and Chase Briscoe rounded up the top three.
Can I just tell you, we were driving home from Thunder Road, and we had this race on. I believe Jack and Ben they had their ear pods in. I don't know if they were watching, but Remy and Rob were just... Oh, no, we had dropped them off by the time we got to the end of the race.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Remy was getting that ultrasonic scream going the last couple laps for Ross Chastain, which just shows what a diehard NASCAR fan she is, because that's not even her favorite driver. And I literally, like, you know, like when you hear that scream and it kind of makes your face go, ooh.
Yeah.
Right.
You know? It was like
She
that.
got that excited?
Yes.
Are you kidding me, Remy?
I mean, listen.
Listen,
Oh, it's
hold-
not Remy. You make your case first.
Listen, I will admit I'm not a big fan of William Byron, and my best friend's dad is a huge fan of Ross Chastain. So, like, in our friend group, like, that's a big win for him. I was happy for my best friend's dad. We texted.
You
like,
guys cheer on NASCAR like that?
Absolutely.
Dorks.
If
Right?
I don't like a driver
Preach,
and they're
Diego.
like,
Come on. Are you shitting me? That's what you guys do?
Yeah.
Listen, I don't get happy for other people and their drivers' wins.
I do.
That's about one step removed for me. But I will say, happy for Ross. All right, he's like
It
one of
was
the
a
homegrown
great
guys,
win,
and it was
dude.
a pretty solid race.
And
I
you got
can't
to
lie.
see the watermelon smash, and
Right.
he's giving his interview, and he had a seed on his cheek for the whole interview. It was great.
That happens every time he does it. That happens every time. But he's a homegrown guy. I mean, he wasn't born into
dude.
racing. He raced pretty, backmarkery cars for Xfinity.
Dude,
for a
I
while.
remember when he was almost out, couldn't get a ride.
Right.
That's when
What are we talking about?
Yeah, what's his name went out of business, but he was driving one of his
The
cars.
Chip
Chip
Ganassi
Ganassi.
car.
Chip
Yeah, he came
Ganassi
in the
cars.
Ganassi.
Yeah, and yeah, what a great win for Trackhouse, and what a great Daniel Suarez, the other team. I
Dude, that
seen
crashed
a
big, right?
post. It said Chastain, new contract, Suarez out of a contract. At Trackhouse. I mean, it was just a little meme put up, but
Right.
I think they're in contract years. You know what I mean?
Right.
But how about a hell yeah for Ryan Preece
Ryan Preece
again?
finished ninth,
Another
his
top 10.
fifth top 10 this season. That puts him 14th in the playoff standings.
Well,
so,
I got to tell you this. I did read a few articles, and I know those guys are trying to win. All of the RFK cars are like 14th to 17th.
In the points.
But, to get in, you can't rely on points. That's the unfortunate part because, like, when you go to these road courses and a guy like Van Ginsberg wins, it'll put you right out.
Right. Yeah. I mean, RFK is not having their best year right now, and I know
They're having
obviously.
a good, I mean,
But they're a little off from the
Yeah.
past years. I'd say they're a little off, but they have to be happy with him right now. They have to be. Out of all
How
their
do you
cars, he's running the best, right? And it's his first year with that team. I know the money plays a factor into it, but he's got pretty good backing with Kroger. So, I mean, if I'm them, I'm pretty happy about the decision right now.
they have
You
to
have to
be.
be thinking about keeping him around, right?
Oh, you have to. It's one of the
He's running
best
top 10 every week, it feels like at this point.
every week, and they're always just like this
Yeah.
far off, right? I mean, they're good enough to run in the top 10,
No, but when you're good enough to run in the top 10 that much, eventually the cards just fall your way. Like eventually you're going to be the lucky one, and I think he's running up there enough where it's going to happen this year.
And Brett's crew guy, right? What's George Wilkerson's son is his spotter. So does it get any better? I mean, 2 Connecticut guys just chilling in the top 10 in NASCAR.
So we are actually going to start a pool, and we're going to see how many consecutive Sid's View podcasts you mentioned the fact that Brandon is Ryan's spotter. I think you're undefeated.
I don't care.
Single week.
I think it's such a great story.
Every week.
It's pretty sure it's undefeated so far this year.
Did I tell you that Brandon is Ryan's spotter? Hell
Wait,
yeah.
I never knew that, Diego.
Oh, you didn't? Well,
no,
now you know.
Dude, you got to make sure to bring it up every week or else I'm going to forget.
Okay, all right. Thanks,
All right.
guys. That's
Carry
enough.
on, Jack.
Moving on. All right.
Busted my balls.
In the Indy 500, reigning IndyCar champion Alex Palou won his 3rd win in 5 races this year.
Never heard of him.
Who is that?
Marcus Ericsson finishes 2nd, and David Malukas finished 3rd.
Who are these guys?
Exactly.
They sound like football players.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know a lot of the IndyCar guys. I remember Ericsson because when I went in 2022, he won the race. But, I mean, I don't feel like I've really heard a lot about David Malukas. He was running all right.
I don't even know. I didn't watch any of the Indy races.
I mean, it was kind of cool because the Monaco trailer had the TV on, and when it started,
we were locked in.
A lot of people were surrounded.
Yeah.
So, like, that was cool. But, like, once they started, I'm like, okay.
We had to see the pace laps crash. Did
Yeah,
y'all see
exactly.
that?
Yep.
Didn't they have another race on in the morning too, like F1?
Yeah,
Or-
it's Monaco.
Monaco,
Well,
right?
calling that a race at this point is
Yeah.
just disgraceful.
I don't know. My wife's like, "Hey, there's a race on like Monaco. It's like 10 in the morning," and I'm like making coffee. I'm like, I don't care.
That's not the Monaco. It's not the Monaco we were thinking
Right,
about. I was worried about different
I'm
Monaco.
like, you put it on the news. I haven't watched the news in like a week. Let me
Lando
see what's
Norris won that
happening.
race, but nobody.
Who's that?
Lando Norris won the race.
Chuck Norris. Okay.
That's my guy.
Yeah.
Got it.
Big up McLaren. Okay.
Ericsson was disqualified. That's a shame.
All right.
I carry on.
So, race day CT reported during the week that Danny Knoll Jr. remains hospitalized from the Spring Sizzler crash he had back on April the 27th. He suffered a shattered disc and a broken vertebrae in his back. He told race day CT, he said, I hit hard enough that I literally looked down and I thought I was dead. Doctors are optimistic that he will be able to leave the hospital in about a week's
He's
time.
still in the hospital?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that crazy?
Holy
He's at a-
That was a
smokes!
hard hit.
He's at a-
we just wrecked out right before that.
He's at a-
and
oh, go
it
ahead.
was that was a
Oh,
hard
you
hit
were in
to
a
watch.
pretty big one too. though.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
He's
Yeah,
in
go on, Tom.
He's in a medical center in New York right now. He's doing like recovery and stuff. Wow. And he doesn't know if he'll ever race again. But
Wow.
so
That's a damn
it's
shame.
unfortunate.
Yeah,
man.
that's
really
terrible,
sad
man.
to hear.
That's why I don't race anymore.
That's why?
That's why. No, don't say something smart.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, I had my head knocked a few times. I'm a little.
Yeah, he did hit at.
You raced for like
the
12
most
years after
unfortunate
that.
angle.
No?
All right.
No, it's just stop. Your jokes are not funny.
I think they're pretty funny, actually. I got to tell you. Yeah.
Remy, hit that bell sound effect over
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
These old guys
Don't
are going
touch
at it.
my board.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
Last but not least, Justin Beecher won the R&R Open Street Stock event at Monadnock. Derek Gluchaki and Thomas O'Sullivan rounded out the top 3. That's it for me. Again, big shout out to Fowler's Auto Wrecking for the weekly update. It's
Well
been fun.
done, my man. Well done. Another tremendous performance
Appreciate
at the news
that.
desk from our man, Jack.
Hell yeah, brother.
Diego,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of rainouts. There wasn't much to update, but we did have a chance to have a look-see at the old Mid-State Site Development
Okay.
point standings. How about our guy John McKennedy jumps into
Man.
the point lead at the
Wow.
Monaco. Austin Beers, Pastriak, Swanson now in 4th. Silk was in the lead, drops down to 5th now.
Did you know that John McKennedy has finished 4th in every race so far this year in Monaco?
Wow.
He could just keep doing it all the way to the championship. There's no playoffs.
Playoffs?
There's no chase for the cup.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. I'll calm down now.
Yeah. All right. You're losing the audience. It's time, Remy,
I'm sorry.
for another wonderful edition of the Waddell Communications Nostalgia Nugget of the week.
That was good.
A little winded after that
That's
one.
good.
man. We were under the weather last week. It's a little breezy. All right. Let's settle down, right? All right, we're going to give a shout out to a former Speedbowl competitor, Glenn Schaefer. Have you ever heard of Glenn Schaefer, Diego?
Oh, I have.
He passed away last week, sadly. Longtime competitor, 24 wins at the bowl, 20 in the modified division, pre-SK era, 4 in the old bomber division, started back in the 60s, raced until the early 80s. I don't know if he ever did SK stuff after the Speedbowl went to the SKs, but he used to drive for guys like Pat Doherty, the Blue 73, and then, of course, Ron Uhas Sr. in the 6 car before Junior made that synonymous with their name. He is apparently Glenn Schaefer's cousins with Super X competitor Mark Schaefer's father. Like I said, he's an old pavement guy. And for the old-timers, they might remember him as being involved in one of the most notorious wrecks in Speedbowl history. In 1968, he wrecked on the backstretch, and his engine fell out of the car.
Wow.
When I was doing, my original Speedbowl history research, this is one that stuck out. So let's got a couple images here I can share with you. That is Glenn Schaefer right there with Pat Doherty's Blue Knight, number 73. And,
nice looking car, too.
Yeah, Pat Doherty always had beautiful looking cars. And so this is in the Uhas 6 car. Yep.
Damn.
And then this is the engine down the street. Now, remember, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say it was Brooksy that told me that back then when they wrecked, there was a lot of dust on the track or in the infield, smoke, whatever, and nobody really knew what happened until literally the dust settled, and then they realized how far his engine was out of the car.
Look at the shifter still on the transmission.
It's crazy, right?
Hey, look at that.
Nuts? That is crazy, man. So that's back when you had to have balls of steel to race cars. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Diego. All right. Fro, you ready? Help
yes,
us
sir,
here. Get us out of this. Ready? It's time for the popcorn stat chat. Oh, they got it. They got it.
That's nice save.
He's in.
All right, thank you, Hoosier Tire East, again for sponsoring this segment. And we got a couple ones today. A little obscure because there was hardly any racing, but we got some. First one was something I overheard on the PA at Thunder Road. I believe it was from my man, Scott Tapley. Scott, if you're in the chat, feel free to correct some of the little details on this. But I heard him come over the radio. Sid was with me, and he said, if you are starting behind position, I think it was 20th, 25th, right? Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you cause an accident, you're going home. Do you think that implementing that on the wider scale would benefit the racing product around this area?
Well, I mean, the first problem would be, I mean, you could do it with the SK lights and maybe the SKs at Stafford.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I mean, that would be implemented towards the SK lights at Stafford because every SK light guy that gets in here, says the same thing. That the people that are in the back ruin a good race that's happening because they're spinning out in 30th.
Yeah.
Right? And stopping a really good race from happening.
Right.
So I can understand why. Right? I don't know if that's the correct answer, though. I mean, I'm not a race. That's why he's a race director, and we're on the podcast.
I mean, it just makes me think about, like, it's almost like it must be nice to have that problem, you know, like that you have the car counts that you can implement.
Well, I just saw
Here we
chat.
go.
Yep.
It's a great answer, and this is why he did it, because they were added to the field as a courtesy instead of sending them home. So don't screw it up. We put you in here.
Yeah.
Right? We're letting you race in front of the big fans and the big show. Don't screw it up.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what he's saying.
I figured there was some sort of clause to that because I'd not really heard something like that before. But, you know, let's say, you know, Diego, you go down to these big late model races all the time, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What if they just threw that rule on as a general, a modification to the rule set? How would you feel about that?
I guess it would be bad if you honestly raced your way in or time trialed your way in. But if you know, because we go to some of these races, there may be 48 cars for a Cars Tour event, and they're only starting 31 or 30 or 28. Then if you time trialed your way in, you have every right to be aggressive.
Right.
But if they added from like Scott did, we're just going to put the last 10 in. You guys cause a problem, you're off the track.
Right.
I could see why he says that and why you would do that.
Right.
You guys are getting a privilege right now because you weren't fast enough to make it in. We're going to let you race. Don't screw up my show.
Right.
Right?
I mean, I think it's an interesting concept, even without that, that extension to it, especially because, like, people, a lot of the times they complain about the SK lights, like they're wrecking too much. But most of the time when the races get like that, it is the back half of the field.
Yeah.
So I just wonder, like, is there maybe, like, another use for this? I don't hate the rule.
Did you see that the only person that was in jeopardy of that was the governor?
That's funny.
Yeah.
He also added the other thing. I didn't even bring this up because I had forgotten exactly what it was, but he did clarify. If you go a lap down in the first 50, you're also going home.
Yeah. I've been down in those races down south.
Right.
They will send one car home. One car. I mean, that's a damn shame.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I'd let the dude start the race. What is the difference?
Right.
No, and I'm always on team start them all.
Yeah.
Up until you got as many, until you can't fit them on the track or on the pit lane anymore, start them all. But
yeah.
I mean, if you're, running back there, driving the wheels off the thing for 35th, and you're on like caution number 2 or 3, I'm like, I don't know. Like at this point, you're just
what a field.
Right.
33 late models.
Right.
Thunder Road.
Whew. Yeah.
It's almost like an enduro. When the leader starts, you're almost catching the back of the pack. Right.
I mean, I just have to say, like, and I told Scott, I saw him after the race. I'm like, dude, that was one of the best races I've ever seen.
Right.
Like, it's impressive watching those guys race. You know, like they take it seriously, and just I think maybe because I know Scott, I know that like he's got that division under wraps. Like there's very little funny business going around.
Yep.
Matter of fact, there was an incident, and maybe Scott can chime in here. So there was an incident where, and Rob and I totally saw it differently.
Right.
There was a guy that spun out. Okay, he spun out to the infield, coming out of turn 4
in the act race.
Yes.
Okay.
And he was sitting there, and then he got it started, and then this is where me and Rob differed. Now I thought he got it started because he knows not to bring out a caution, but there was not the race was long enough where like there was no place for him to come out to the track. That's how I saw it.
Right.
Rob saw it as he didn't get a caution, so he pulled out a little bit further towards the groove of the track to get the caution.
Right.
And Rob's calling the guy an asshole. I think he was trying to get his ass in line, and he couldn't back. And that's why Scott. That's why they threw the caution so that he could get back into the race.
Yeah, you just see that exact game played at Stafford so many times.
Right.
Like they'll be sitting there for a while, and they'll start it up, and then they'll try to move.
Oh, they'll move forward.
They'll move
like
up a
6
little
feet.
bit, and then spark it.
Oh,
I can't move the car. It's
if they
broken.
don't see me back here, let me move up here. Maybe they'll see me a little better.
Yeah. So he just verified, Sid, you had the right take on it. Yeah. But I've just seen it so many times. I was like, oh, what a piece of crap.
Rob was like laughing at him. Like, oh, that guy's such an asshole. So,
all right.
Anyways, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I got 2 more for you. Do you think we're nearing a problem with oversaturation in the streaming world for short track racing? I mean, we had Flow, and then we had Racing America, and now it feels like there's new ones popping up everywhere. You got NSTN or something like that, NESTN, something along those lines. I mean, they have
New
the
England
Thompson
Short
races.
Track Network.
Yeah, they have the short track races. I mean, do you think we're going to reach a point where this content is so spread out that people are going to start tuning out of all of it?
No, competition is healthy, man. Doesn't mean that everybody's going to have good quality, but I don't have any problem with there being more options than Flow and Racing America, without a doubt. I actually embrace it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean everybody's going to be good at it.
It just means we have to pay more now to watch.
Well, that's true. That is true.
Bitch.
Yeah.
The money's getting a little tight over here.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I have subscriptions to all these channels. Racing America's the worst. I hate it that I bought a yearly subscription, and there's like one race I want to watch, and they want another $49.
Right.
I'm like, damn, man, Flow don't do that.
But you're paying for your impatience, because a lot of this stuff is on YouTube, or you can get highlights on YouTube. I'm not just talking about like the stuff that we do for Monaco, but Flow Race, like they all put stuff out on YouTube, recaps. You can see stuff for free, but if you want to see it right away as it happens, you got to pay for it. Just like if you wanted to.
So then, what is my yearly subscription for?
To see it immediately as it happens in real time.
So that's what I figure. I pay my $89 a year or whatever it is to Racing America. And then I go to watch Thompson, and they want another $49.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the hell? Why does it have to be that way? Flo never does that.
I think because Racing America does like pay-per-view buys.
They do
for some of the events.
Well, do it to the people that don't subscribe for the year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Don't do it to the people that subscribe for the year.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole again, but that's just not how the money works. In order for them to in order for it to be feasible and all parties involved, that's how they have to do it. But let's not get into that discussion. It's a long way. Yeah,
I feel like we talked about that about.
But I think it's to answer Rob's question. I think it's healthier if we have more options. I understand what you're saying, that it ultimately will cost people more money if they wanted to have all of them.
Right.
But I mean, that's just like real life. You know, you make your choice. You want Max, you want Netflix, you want Paramount Plus, or you want all of them. Pay for all of them.
Yeah.
But I don't. Like the word oversaturation to me is not like I don't think that's an issue. I feel like it's better if we have more options. You know?
All right. Well, this kind of rolls right into the next one here. This Cup race was the first one in a while that was not broadcast on any sort of cable or affiliate or anything like that. It was only on Amazon Prime, and if you wanted to watch the race, you had to have Prime. I see a lot of people saying that it is making the Cup Series wildly more inaccessible. Your guys' take on that?
I love the stream. I thought the stream was awesome.
Broadcast was great.
Yeah. It was one of the best I've seen for a Cup race in years.
Yeah.
Here's what I think there's a worry about, and I can say this as a baseball fan. I switched to YouTube TV. I'm a Yankee fan. I switched to YouTube TV, and YouTube TV does not offer the Yes Network. And my bad, I didn't research that before I made the switch, and it's a little bit of a bummer. And now I follow the Yankees on social media. I have not watched a single Yankee game this year in full. Not that I did religiously before that, but I would usually check out maybe 20, 30 games a year. And now I don't watch it. And like I keep up with the Yankees, but I don't really watch it as much as I used to. So I guess you could say that it has hurt my fandom towards that team, that I don't follow them nearly as closely as I used to because the accessibility to their games is now harder. And so some fans that, like you were saying, don't want to pay the Amazon, they're just going to find something else to watch.
I don't know. I mean, I actually thought it was really fun. They did a great job. How about did you guys notice like their interviews with drivers or people and the cars were going by? So it was like super loud.
I love that though.
Right. So they were super
like
loud. They'd be like, all right, go by. So that you could hear his conversation. And yeah, so they were like in the track, really like interviewing on pit road with different drivers or team members. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, today's world, I mean, a lot of people have Prime, right? I mean, a lot of people have Prime. It's fairly inexpensive monthly subscription.
I feel like Prime is right up there with Netflix now. Like who doesn't have those?
Yes.
Yeah?
I mean, that's what I was thinking reading, the comments. Obviously, there's a loud minority, but like, is having Prime really less common nowadays than having a subscription cable TV package? Because I feel like it's not.
Well, they're on a bunch of different stuff though. Like Jeremy had said though, everybody's trying to dabble in and get a piece of the pie.
Yeah.
So it's just like what you had just brought up prior to all these different people, different companies getting short track racing across America.
Right.
Now Flo just doesn't cover. I can't watch Hickory and I can't watch Tri-County and I can't watch them. Because now there's a bunch of different people with better deals that are coming in.
Right.
So now I have to have subscriptions to 4 different channels just to figure out that I end up only watching 1 or 2 races and I pay the yearly subscription.
Right.
Because when I feel like watching it, I want to watch it. And it's worth whatever I pay for the year.
Right.
The same thing is pretty much happening here with whether it's Cup or football, because football does the same thing.
Right.
It's on Peacock one week, my game, or the next week it's on the NFL Network or so on Thursday night. Like, you got to have all those.
Amazon Prime, but I know what you mean.
Or whatever. One of them, they used to be. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Right.
So you have to have all these different and pay for all these different accesses unless you have some bootleg.
So do you have Racing America?
Yes.
So you have subscriptions to both.
Yes.
But then you don't pay the extra.
No, I get pissed off. I want to watch. Like,
but you're racing at Thompson usually.
No,
you're
I don't
usually
go.
There, aren't
no. So I don't want to go up there and freeze my butt off, and I want to watch the race.
Yeah.
Only thing I could do is when Tri-Track comes on, Flow comes on. It's the only race I can watch.
Yep.
right? That's how it works, right? So I can't watch the rest of the events, or maybe I'm wrong with that.
They're not on Flow at Thompson. I don't think
so. I thought it was like that with one of the channels.
No, I think the Wheel and Mod Tour was
it the
Wheel
and
Yeah,
the Mod Tour.
back and forth.
Yeah, maybe it was. I just had them confused, but like.
Do you have them both, Brett?
Yeah. Well, actually, I mean, I pretty much just borrow it from everyone. So I mean, if you can't find it, I mean, you just use a friend's.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, somebody's got to
phone
have
a friend.
Somebody's got to have it.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah, but
Right, and I mean, the best comparison I think I have for the NASCAR Prime deal is when WWE started going to Netflix. And, like, I don't know what viewership numbers they're planning to release from this first Cup race for Prime, but with Netflix, the WWE thing's been a huge success for them. It really has. And, like, NASCAR, they got to know where they're at here. I mean, their fan base is, compared to other sports, I'd say pretty culty, right? There's not, like, a massive casual audience that's, like, itching to watch NASCAR. And I think they kind of know that. And if you're going to put this coverage on a paid streaming service and say you got to pay a little more to see probably the best broadcast they put on in 15 years with no full-screen commercials during Green Flag, I'm paying it.
I'm trying to find a thing about the ratings. I can't find anything. But
I don't know if they're out yet.
yeah,
Usually,
I don't think so.
yeah, I don't know. Cable releases them on Tuesday, but I don't know.
Yeah, I got Amazon Prime, so I didn't care.
Well,
I feel like most people have Prime.
Right.
Dude.
Like it's more common to have Prime than it is to not.
I don't know, man. I've got Disney, Netflix. I've got them all. I mean, I don't even know.
I got ones I forgot about.
Me too. I don't even know what I pay a month
I saw like a
for all this
Paramount
stuff.
Plus
Jeez.
charge to my debit account. I was like, was that for SpongeBob? Like, I don't
Right.
know what the heck-
Oh my goodness.
Either way,
NASCAR president Steve Phelps expects the viewership on Prime Video to be similar to what it generates on cable. This suggests an expectation of at least 2 million viewers for the 5 races broadcasted on Prime.
Oh, so Prime has 5 races this year?
yeah, they have the next 4 after this.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
That's what I'm saying. I
It's
get that
gonna be
coverage.
awesome.
All right. And I mean, if they're
I
getting the
get
same
free
viewership
shipping.
as cable, isn't that kind of a win for them?
Listen, if you give your viewers good quality content, they will pay to see it. And we have a little bit of that on the podcast.
Oh, you fuck.
You know what I'm saying?
I knew that's where this was going.
Hey, by the way, just real quick,
Yep.
got to give a shout out last week's viewers. Now, it didn't break the record. Julio still holds the 2025 record
Okay.
by 4 views over Alexandra last year. So, Brett, keep the momentum going, buddy. All right, we'll be looking at these numbers right when the show's over.
Yep. But yeah, that's the stat chat. Thank you again, Hoosier Tire East.
All right, my man. Always a quality popped corn stat chat.
By the way, Rob, we were watching the late model race at over the weekend. This kid, before we go and watch the late model race, grabs 2 boxes of popcorn.
Oh, that's right.
And maybe before lap 20, he's like, Sid's like, how much popcorn you got? He's like, I'm down about 1.5 boxes already.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it good?
Dude, I mean, of
Was
course
it
it
extra
is.
buttery? You gotta have buttery popcorn.
Why else would I eat it?
My man said, I need 2. I can't have that
Oh,
small
dude,
box.
it's the best.
You
Double
gotta
me up.
stay on brand. I mean, that's the whole thing, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
it is great.
Just picture me at Thompson, too, with a big-ass bag, too.
So I just had to mention that.
All right, then. What better way to go into an old, popular Did You Know? All right, so, these Did You Knows, they're hard to find. You got to go digging sometimes, you know what I mean? Diego, did you know Austin Beers is the 22nd different winner in the history of the Monaco Modified Series? And he's a first-time winner on the series since last year when they opened up with Steven Kopsick and Teddy Hodgson.
Nice catch there.
Both first-time winners on the series. So I thought that was just neat because I feel like, and we've said this before, the Monaco series has some good mojo, and it's good to see new guys visiting Victory Lane.
Yep.
So it's good to see Austin there. Good to see the 179 team.
How old's the series? Is it about 10 years old now?
It started in 2013, right?
13?
No, 2014. So this is the 12th season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
12?
Speaking, yeah. I know math is hard.
14, 25. That's 11 to me. But.
Yeah. Well, okay. We'll start here with the first
Where's
finger.
you
and
count?
keep counting.
You count year 0.
I guarantee
right?
when you get to
Right.
2025, you'll have
Let
12.
me see.
No,
Go ahead.
Diego.
14,
You count
Yeah.
year 0.
Oh, yeah.
2014 as
Anyways.
0 years have passed,
Yep.
but it's year 1.
Also got to meet Austin's dad, Eric, for the first time.
Yeah, he mentioned him in Victory Lane too.
Yeah, that was cool.
About their pit stop with the one right rear. Did you guys do that too? Was that a strategy? I was curious.
No, we didn't do a change. We started on the change tire.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
And you never changed?
No.
Oh, do you think that hampered your ability to move forward?
No, I don't think so necessarily. I think we were just a little bit off on the setup. Don't think it had anything to do with the change tire or anything. I feel like that car is really good on the long runs anyways. Yeah. So it's kind of tough to say if that was actually the reason for it.
Well, the pitch strategy played a huge factor in like the outcome of the race, but it also felt like it kind of didn't. Like if you look at the top 4, 2 of them pitted and 2 of them stayed out the whole race.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a good mix.
I got to give a shout out too. What's his name ran really good? Your guy's favorite driver.
Oh, Georgie.
Georgie ran
Oh, he
well.
was in good spirits too.
Started deep too.
Dude,
He
yeah.
started like 12th.
And for a minute there, McKennedy was pressing the hell out of him.
Yeah.
And he never faltered or wavered and just kept doing his thing. You know, I don't think he pitted, right?
No, he was one of the guys that didn't.
He had a solid car. And he had a great run. I don't know if he would have pitted if he would have done any better, but you could say a lot, you know, if the 55 and the 21 don't go to the back, he finishes 5th.
Right.
But I thought he had a great run. He did a great job maintaining his line, and just because, like I said earlier, I was watching a lot of that race, even though they showed the leaders. Georgie was there with the 79 on him for a lot, and
He was right there.
I just kept watching him. And Kennedy is no joke. So and George doesn't drive a lot anymore. You know, he runs. He only
I
runs
think
the track.
he's committed. I mean, he had bad luck, so he blew a motor, so he couldn't
he's
do the
been at
last
every
Thompson.
race.
But I'm pretty sure they're planning on running the whole series.
Right. So I mean,
Yeah.
he's only run. Is that the 4th race for the tri-track?
Third.
So he's run 1 race this year.
Yeah, 2.
2. Well, then he blew a motor, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but in the second race, right?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Go ahead.
No, Diego, listen, it's your time to shine, my friend, because you know how to roll when we get down to the old.
All righty. Hell yeah. Isn't that graphic great?
Wait. Hold on a second.
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
Oh,
Continue.
my goodness.
Lord.
May as well take that into the intro at this point.
Yeah, we've got to thank Ed Marcel Firewood and Land Clearing for this segment of Viewer Mail. And we've had a few today, and they've come in. And you know, Jeremy is one that always has great questions, and I love reading them. So we're going to start off with Jeremy today.
Check out the big brain on Brett.
Continue.
What is going on?
No, some people call him Brad. Yeah, go ahead.
With the New England weather changing to be closer to Seattle in recent years, which it has, should tracks include makeup days in their schedules? Maybe 1 day off a month, but if there is a rain out, you have to make up a date. Stafford, for example, only has 2 makeup days built into their schedule. Mm-hmm. The Friday after the Sizzler and the Friday before the fall finale weekend. Now, this is a super question because we were just talking about it today. My buddy Bob Hayes was in my shop, and I'm like, geez, if the Speedbowl rains out this week, with the weeks off the late model
Bottom line's got to be.
we won't race for a month, and then we go back for 1 race and have another week off or something like that. That'll be 2 races in a month and a half for us, right? Which seems odd. It's even odder for these tracks that are getting rained out. Like, what stops them from building in at least 2 rain date Sundays just in the spring? Because that's when it's raining.
Right.
A lot. I mean, is that not good to do? I mean, it's a great idea, I think. If I owned the track and needed the money, I would say, listen, there's going to be two days a month Sunday built in for rain dates just in case we have a bad, and we'll make that call on a Friday.
It just seems logistically so challenging when you have, like, I'll use Stafford as the example because they have a lot of cars show up. Right. And not all those people can dedicate their whole, Friday's already a weekday, so if you really want to get serious about Friday, you're missing, a work day potentially to go there. And now, your Sunday's gone too. Like, I feel like for a lot of these people, smaller teams are like, Friday's the race day. And, like, if we don't run then I just can't make it. I feel like it's probably better to try and, if it's like a special event, just roll it into another Friday package rather than say, oh, we're going to now run a full schedule on the Sunday. And if you can't make it, well, you're kind of SOL on the points.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Yeah.
Right. Because then if you want, it's like saying you want to run for a championship, then you have to commit to Fridays and keep your Sundays open.
Right.
And that's kind of a little bit, in today's day and age, too much of an ask, I think.
I don't know if it's too much of an ask for Stafford, guys. I mean, they would be there.
I don't know.
If you planned it out, started the season, say, hey, listen, guys, for the first month and a half, you know, we're going to make a couple Sundays, and these are the Sundays if we need to, if it rains. We're not going to run you both on the same weekend, but listen, if it rains and we got a shot on Sunday so that, because,
Yeah, but, okay, so I thought I saw pictures of Kevin Gambacorta was at Bowman Gray. Was that this weekend or last weekend?
I believe that was this weekend.
Right. So you're saying, like, I'm sure he didn't just plan that trip the other day.
Right, but that's why you put it out well in advance, like when you put the season schedule together.
I know, but so what I'm saying is though, you schedule your life with your family and stuff around the fact that you're committed on Fridays.
Right.
And now you are taking the way of the ability to plan something like, hey, let's go down for the weekend. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I'm not saying to do it on Coca-Cola 600 weekend, right?
But I mean, in the spring, like,
yeah, but you just pick dates that there's not, like, if you're looking at the schedule and you're kind of looking at everything, like everybody's rearranging the schedule for racing because we're all crackheads for it. So everybody's kind of going. I think I don't
think you're right on that though.
Maybe not. If I owned the Speedbowl right now, I'd be thinking, God, I'm broke as hell. We need to get some racing in.
It's one thing if you get rained out for like 4 weeks in a row, and then you say, okay, let's try to throw in a Sunday. You know, take a straw poll with your competitors. But I don't know. As much as I know people love. There's part of me that feels like if Stafford thought they were going to get that great of a response to do that, they would have already done it.
I know, because people are clamoring for it in the comments of Facebook, like almost daily. I almost feel. I mean, fill me in, but like, would the competitors almost prefer like a double length, like, or double feature Friday as opposed to like you're showing up on a different day?
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough to plan for it to rain anyways.
Right.
So it's like for a track to say, hey, we're going to plan on it raining is kind of a big ask.
Right.
So, yeah, no, I mean, like if it was to rain out, I mean, a double header the next week.
Right.
I mean, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. You're already there, so you might as well do it again.
Right.
I think that would probably be the way to go.
Because it's the logistics that kill people. Like,
Yeah.
if you did Sunday night and, you're the last feature, you're leaving at 11, you're like, oh, like, shit, I got to get up at 7 a.m. and go to work. Like, people aren't as in tune to doing that, I feel like, as they are, I got Saturday and Sunday to, like, kind of recover from it all, right?
Yeah. Like, coming from where we are, too, it's it would be really tough for a place like Stafford to say, hey, we rained out on Friday. We'll see you guys back here like tomorrow or Sunday.
Right.
It's like I got to drive 3 hours home and then 3 hours back on Sunday. It's like,
it's
that's
exhausting.
the last thing I want to do.
Right.
Yeah, right. And Scott had mentioned something in the chat about sponsors. Like, that's the other variable too. Like, you have to coordinate all that with the sponsors.
Yeah.
And that a sponsor needs to be okay with it. What if they are planning to have a big event there, but it doesn't work on a Sunday or for whatever reason, so you have to take in their, you got to take their point of view into, so there, I think there's a lot to it. And I also think, and I think I've had this chat with Scott, when it comes to those guys, like the Mashad team, when they own and operate 2 tracks and have the Yak Series and are leasing Thompson, like, there's only so many options. They're probably already booked solid. You know what I mean? So,
well, I'm just thinking of
the logistic. It's just, I think, a lot more logistically harder to do than maybe we're thinking.
I'm thinking back in the times when maybe Terry was more on a shoestring.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, it meant something to race this week.
I also think the world's different now, though, Diego. Like, I mean, I understand what you're saying about, being like a crackhead for racing, and I get that part of it.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's as many people like that as there used to be.
Right.
And I think there's more people have a balance in their life where they say, yeah, we race on Fridays or we race on Saturdays, and if it rains out, then we'll just race next Saturday.
Right.
And they don't want to upset the rest of their schedule.
And that is the easiest solution for the tracks, too. I mean, there's comments about, you're running 2 features, like, you got to have 2 payouts, and there's no admission from last week. Like, it is, again, I mean, that's the solution. You'd probably go with the double headers if you wanted to satiate people, but ultimately the easiest thing is to just say, I'll see you next Friday. And that's what most tracks end up doing.
That thing leads into our next, because our next mail was relatively similar to that one. And this one was with lots of rainouts. Should tracks consider double features and skip practice and heat races to have more point awarding events. No one races to make money, so just split the payout between the two feature events.
I don't know about that one, man.
Mr. Meservey? I mean, you're the only racer left in this room. I mean, if you were on a family-owned team, would you go and run double features and split the purse between the two races?
I mean, I've always kind of grown up knowing that it's not about the money. So I mean, I'd be torn on it. It's like, you're wrecking equipment for two races, but at the same time, it's like they're giving you that chance to get out there. So it's kind of a toss-up.
Yeah.
Well, because let me ask you this. I mean, what did that email say? Like, nobody races for the money? I mean, I've heard this saying, if you want to make millions in racing, you got to start with billions. Right.
Yep.
And, like, obviously people aren't, in this day and age, probably not racing to make money, but, like, you don't want to just be lighting up the whole stack either, right? Like,
for sure.
I mean, if you cut the purse in half and you wreck in the first feature, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm torn on it. I don't think a track would ever do that. I think they would pay double purse. I would hope.
Right.
I mean, that's getting real stingy.
I know.
You want us to buy tires for both races?
But where are you getting that money from?
I don't know.
Right. It just hurts the bottom line of the track.
I don't know.
Point.
I mean, that's the problem.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that answer. That's why I'm sitting here on the podcast.
I would be. I feel like if they really wanted to, if it was about the points, right? If that was like the main issue, I'd almost be inclined to, like, again, this sort of veers off into, I don't know, kind of a strange idea. But like, what if they just 1.5x the length of the feature and said, all right, it's a double points feature?
Right.
Would that be the worst thing in the world? I mean, then you're coming back right after a rain out, and it's like a high stakes Friday. Like, would that be so bad? I don't know.
All right, you guys ready to move on?
Yes, sir.
Bring it.
We got a couple more for you. All right.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a good week for social media emails. Okay, here we go. This is from Wesley Prucker, who has done a very good job lately at Stafford. So thanks for the email and congrats on your success recently. Hell yeah. At what point is social media playing too much of a part of the results actions of a penalty? Take the North Wilkesboro accident. If there was not as many articles about Kopsick, would he have gotten a one-race penalty now that we just saw the suspension was overturned, or would it have been just nothing but a fine?
I don't think social media has anything to do with it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if social media has a damn thing to do with it.
I don't. I mean, you can get wrapped up in it. I'm sure there's stuff on social media that pisses people off.
Mm-hmm.
But I would be shocked to think that they actually make decisions on penalizing competition penalties.
Oh, the people will look really mad this week.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think that happens either. But
yeah,
Flow Racing sure does put people's opinions out there because they shoot it live now.
Yeah.
Right. So we get to see it, and I get to instantly, like, when it first happened, I was like, that was awful.
Yeah.
That was damn awful.
Right.
And you hated to see it, but I don't think social media has anything to do with the penalties or unpenalties now.
Yeah, I think we're on agreement there.
All right. I got two more.
Well, wait a second, Diego. Now, you're flying through these bad boys. Don't you think at some point we need to stop and just say,
hit us up. Hit us up at Sid's View.
Hold on. Don't do it yet.
Okay,
wait a second.
Come on. Put
now,
me
I
up
told you that you had to do this, and then I wasn't ready. So this one's on me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
There we go, you guys. So please, we had a bunch of good ones this week. Send your emails to us because we look at them as a crew and go over them to sidsviewpodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's sidsviewpodcast@gmail.com. If you're mad about something, or you think something should be discussed,
Or you hate us.
or you hate us, or you love us, right? You want a hero card from Fro?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. Send us an email. Please, don't hesitate. Let's get it done.
Well, let's start the insanity.
Oh, my God.
It started long ago, man.
And please stop Sid, I got two more for you.
Wow. Okay.
And I'm saving
Let's
the
go.
last one. It's a pretty gruesome one.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Jeez.
But this one here,
All right.
this one is from Joe. Oh, yeah, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
It's from Seekonk.
What's up, Joe?
I was wondering if you are planning on visiting Seekonk when the Monaco mods are in town. Like, come on, Joe, are you serious?
Joe, what are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
I'm a track official and love the podcast. I hope to see you at the Cement Palace. When is that race?
It's like 3.5 weeks.
I'm going.
Yeah.
It's a Wednesday, right? It's
We're
over.
going. We're going to White Mountain.
Yep.
In 2 weeks.
Okay.
Well, we're back at the bowl for Sid's View on Saturday.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we are going to White Mountain with Monaco on the 7th, and then Seekonk is later in the month. Open Wheel Wednesday.
It's a week. It's like a week and a half later.
Yeah.
Right?
So
but we will be there.
We'll be at. We will be at all the.
Oh, yeah.
Right, Brett will be there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Brett. You guys cook hot dogs or anything?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm coming.
Yeah. We'll get it going.
I'm going in the pits. Going to the pits for a hot dog.
Oh, you're cooking hot dogs.
Yeah, you want to come down?
I would love
Oh
that.
yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Stop by the
Podcrest.
trailer. We'll get
Speaking
you
of hot dogs, I just want to give a shout out if they're watching. I don't know if they are, but the ladies that cook at the Monaco trailer.
Oh yeah.
Just shout out to them
Give
for,
them a
for
shout.
getting there and cooking and doing all that for us.
Do you eat it?
It's great food. It's great food, and I just appreciate the hospitality. So if they're watching, or if anybody is around them
I'm
watching,
part of the podcast crew.
then-
Does that qualify?
then give
for
it
a
a
hot
shout
dog?
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
No?
give us. But seriously,
You go up there and say, "Can I
shout
have a
out to
hot
all
dog?"
of
And
them.
they'll go.
Be crickets. I'll be like, Renee, can I get a hot dog?
If they're watching, shout out to all of them because they do a hell of a job.
And
so.
they bring a good variety too. They got chili at Thompson last
Exactly.
time. Oh, that was nice.
Exactly.
That's all you need.
All right, to answer Joe's question, we will be at all the Monaco modified events. So yes, we will be there at Seekonk for both of the events. Come
And
on.
I'm going to be there as a spectator.
You say that every year.
No,
so we'll see.
it's a Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's a Wednesday.
We'll see.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Are you guys ready for this last one?
We're
Yeah,
always ready,
this
guy.
quote gruesome question.
No, it's not gruesome.
Okay.
This is from somebody that has a lot of heart and that really loves the Waterford Speedbowl. And his name is Sean Gadeke.
Mm-hmm.
And he monster trucks us and does a lot of different things, but he's also my neighbor at the Speedbowl and really love pitting next to him. Still, one great thing about the Speedbowl. It's like a family vibe in the pit area.
You got your neighbors and everything.
Yep.
All right. So it says, I got to read this. I mean, I don't want it to, I just wish, hold on a second. There's a lot of gibberish words here.
Now he wrote it conversationally.
Conversationally,
Gotcha.
yeah. So it says he's being honest, and I just wish I could grab Bruce and shake him because it sucks watching the track I grew up loving die right in front of us. It also sucks that everyone, including myself, is starting to not care that it's dying. When Foster was around, the tri-track was there. We rolled out for practice at 8 and had one of the biggest shows of the year till midnight. The difference was you had 20 drivers down on the track helping spread concrete and run to Home Depot. Now we all wanted to load up and drink beer because we knew it would not have been appreciated. Now that's coming straight from a driver that freaking loves the Speedbowl and his heart is nothing but Waterford Speedbowl. That's the voice of people. That's how they feel right now about what's happening. And I know Speedbowl officials are listening to the show and they're going to say, why did Diego say all this? And I'm just speaking on behalf of the drivers.
Yeah.
Right? If they're sending that kind of stuff, something needs to happen because obviously he feels so underappreciated that he almost doesn't care anymore.
Yeah.
And from him too. That's damning.
You know, so that's why I say I hate to sound like I roll the bowl because I freaking love the place, but I just want those things to be fixed. And it's just a simple thank you or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
To solve that situation. I mean, it seems to be an ongoing problem there, but I'll let you guys run off with it. And I don't know.
Yeah,
if
I mean, you know, it's tough to speak specifically about last week because we weren't there. I just remember when I heard, you know, that it was called late, and I didn't really know the time, but when I heard it was called late and that, you know, there was no cars on the track, it just felt like, man, they must have really been pissed off there. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean, you can't be mad at them for trying. Like, so that's what I'm saying. You're all there. Like, if you came down from Cape Cod and you were there with your late model, you would hope they would try to get the feature in, right? You just drove 3 hours, and it was guys from Mass.
Yeah, but once you hit like 6 o'clock and cars haven't even hit the track yet, I mean, then it's kind of like, what are we doing?
Right. The sun's already starting to go down at that point.
Yeah, but I think, you know, overall, if you read into this email here, it goes far deeper than fixing the wall.
No, I think you're right. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I
it's
think
far
it's
deeper
probably
than
like one
patching
of
the hole.
Yeah, just the straw that broke the camel's back kind
Right.
of thing. Yeah.
You know, that's what that was all about. So, I mean, I guess we could just leave it at that.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, right. Just so that it's, just to kind of, we don't have to beat a dead horse, but that's genuine emotion about
Raw
the place.
emotions
Yeah.
From a dedicated driver.
From a dedicated guy that lives his life for every
Right.
Saturday night at the Speedbowl for the last at least 10 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Whether it was Wacky Wednesday or Saturday nights, him and Don show up there religiously, early, first one in line every week.
Yep.
They save my spot every week, and we hang out every week, regardless of what happens, and we become really good friends. From this Longhorn on Thursday nights, we do it
Yep.
all. And this guy is pissed off.
Especially somebody like him who, they, I think, got a little frustrated with the street stock rules, and they could have very well decided, hey, we're going to go
Right.
to another track, and they didn't.
Right.
They instead decided to support the track by getting a late model.
Right.
So they've shown that even despite their previous frustrations, that they've continued to support the place. So it's,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, so it sucks, and so I feel for him. I feel the same way. I know that, I know a lot of people don't like my brother, but, I could go on and on. Like for me, me and my brother had spoken, and for Brody that runs down south, it's almost like it's not that he needs any special privileges, but his home track is a Speedbowl. It should be invited, right? I mean, this dude is down south trying to do a thing. It should be something that's exciting for the Speedbowl.
Yeah.
And I don't think, I'm not saying they have to praise him or anything like that, but the Speedbowl needs all the positives they can, and it just seems like it's just right hook after left hook and uppercut,
Yeah.
and it
Well,
doesn't.
Jeremy brought up the mic and the speaker again in the chat, and
Yeah.
I think that's something like this issue with the track drainage. Like it's clearly there was some bad engineering there,
Right.
when they did that.
Yes.
And like it is what it is, and it's probably an expensive fix to rectify that, and I get it. The mic and the amp, whatever that issue is not hard to fix. It could easily, it's
Sid, we could probably even go in there.
right. It's don't offer us up for that.
Okay,
but it's under $1,000.
You couldn't fix that?
Probably not without new equipment. It's definitely the equipment that's bad.
Yeah.
I mean, if they bought new equipment, I'd go in there and help them set it up, but I'm not going
Yeah.
to go in there and have crappy equipment work like
Yeah.
I mean, that to me is a simple fix. I can understand if they said, "Listen, we can't fix this drainage problem, especially during the season.
Yeah.
It's a huge capital and punishment. It's not going to happen, and we're just going to have to deal with it."
Right.
And maybe they decide to just call events earlier going forward. The mic issue is long overdue to be fixed, and it's not expensive to fix, and it would go a long way, I think, if you fixed it, to show the competitors that you care. Like the
Oh, no
competitors
doubt.
that
No
come
doubt.
to your track and support your track and spend thousands of dollars and have sponsors who support them with thousands of dollars. You need to have a mic that works so that drivers, when they finish on the podium, can thank their fans and their sponsors
No
who
doubt.
get them there.
No doubt.
And when they can't, because of something that should be easily repairable is not, I can see why they're highly frustrated.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel bad for the announcers who have to continually turn them on and off and
That's right.
contort themselves like they're
Right.
playing Twister, and ask the drivers to be patient. And the whole thing is just something that is, I have to say that when I was at Thunder Road, and I think it was during the late model, I forget what race it was, but Michael Stridesberg was interviewing the winners, and I just thought, oh, that's pretty cool. They have a microphone system that works. It's not breaking
Yeah.
up or nothing. And
Yeah.
Michael's not sitting there like he's doing jujitsu to get it to work either. He's just holding it up like a normal
Yeah.
person. And like the fact that I'm thinking about that because I'm used to what's going on in the Speedbowl, like, you know what I mean? Like that kind of
Yeah.
speaks for itself. So
Yeah, it just surely does take away and really sucks the energy
yeah,
out of people, because I know when I watch a good race, like when Tyler Chapman and Beal go at it,
Yeah.
Like, I so hope the mic works.
Those,
you know what I mean? Like, I
those
just want to
guys-
hear what Tyler's going to say, and I want to hear what Beal's going to say. This is going to be awesome.
Right. And those guys are passionate. Like the guys that race there and they're diehards there, they're passionate.
Yes.
But it's not like, it's just broken at the track and it's going to flow or something and like, oh, it'll get out there eventually. Like if the people in the stands don't hear it, it's never going anywhere.
Yes.
And I don't know, it's just a really deflating feeling when you hear that mic work for like 2 seconds and then you just hear the click and you're like, oh, okay, well, we tried at that time.
Well, I appreciate everybody's emails. It's been a great segment, so thank you very much, everybody.
Well done again, Diego. It's time for another entertaining segment. It's funny how many entertaining segments we have, but let's giddy up. Are you ready? It's not much to update, but we'll take a look-see anyways. All right, so first of all, let's just big thanks to our friends over there at Northeast Truck and Off-Road. Appreciate their support.
Through this week.
The only good thing we can find out of this maybe is that Jack's embarrassment of picking Tyler Chapman is off the board because it got rained out.
Let's go! Yes.
Wow. So there was only the Touring Series picks that actually happened, and only Rob picked somebody that actually went to the race. So there's that. So it's all around just a hideous week of pick'ems. Yeah. So okay. Anyways.
Wait, why did Chapman not go again?
Well, they got rained out. So.
Right.
Well, no, there's no SK lights.
There was no SK lights running.
Yep,
I
there's nothing running.
I don't want to tell you what he did. But we'll keep that for
no, you don't want to make that public?
Dude.
All right.
I get this text across my phone. I'm like, oh, Jack picks it. We can't do this.
Hey.
Jack tried to modify his picks.
He did, that little dirty dog.
Damn, all right.
Oh, no, you love this game. It's very competitive, and I take it very seriously.
All right,
joking.
Let's go. We'll just go back to last week's order since nothing really changed. So, Remy, you go first.
Okay.
That was exasperating. Come on.
Okay, Stafford, I'm going with limited late model, Kevin Cormier. Waterford, SK Light, Tyler Chapman. Seaconk, Truck.
Wow. That wasn't me.
Truck, Jake. Wait, man.
Oh, come on, Remy. Are you serious?
Yeah, kind of.
What is it?
Bandit.
Jake Veneta.
Thank you.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Ooh.
Wheelin', I go for my choice. Huh?
Blasphemy.
Wheelin', Austin Beers. And then my wild card is late model Stafford and Kevin Gambacorda.
Your what?
And then my random.
My random wild card.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. Oh, and the beers is like, don't pick me for anything. Please don't pick me.
No, I assume he said that before the last pick.
Oh, no.
No, he followed up.
He
heard.
yeah.
Loud and
Sorry,
clear.
Austin.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
All right. I'm up. You ready?
Well, let's go.
Stafford. SK's. Junior. Waterford Speedbowl. I'm going with my man Burnt, sticking with him.
Okay.
Seaconk. My man, Sid's View. Mason, Silva. Fast Fridays begin. I'm going with Justin Bonsignor on the tour. I'm sticking with my man Palmer, late models, at the bowl. Jack, over to you, my friend.
All right. Stafford, SK's Mikey Jr. Waterford, late models, Randy Cole Jr.
Ooh.
Seaconk.
I like that.
Seaconk Sportsman, Jeremy Lambert.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the Wheeling Tour, Tommy Catalano.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the wild card, Stafford, the late models, Alex Fern.
Wow.
Wow. Alex, this is your best chance yet because I don't think Jack's been in on the cursing streak here yet.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Diego, hit it.
Well, we're not going to play the guessing game here, but I do need some help with this one.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
Help.
Stafford, I'm taking a streeter.
Okay.
You know the flame number 69?
I do.
Cody?
Yes, sir.
What's his first name?
Bill.
Bill Cody. I'm taking
Cody, like Dylan Cody?
COTE.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Part of the famous family?
Bill Cody. I'm taking him for his first win.
Okay.
He better show up. Bill, if you're watching, show up, please.
Hey, nice paint scheme too, Bill. I'm
He
a
does.
big fan. I'm a big fan.
Speedbowl.
Yeah.
SK Light.
Mm-hmm.
Nicolas.
Okay.
Taking Nicolas Javi. Okay? Sid, I'm sorry to do this to you, but I had dinner with my man, Racing Mason.
Yeah.
And I told him I'm taking him, and you kind of ruined me. But I'm still taking Racing Mason Silver for Fast Fridays.
You know
Okay.
what? It's a good pick. I'm not going to make fun of you.
Yeah.
It is a good pick.
Well, and this next pick, somebody on the chat forum is going to be real pissed off about. He may want to fight me. But
Oh, Austin.
with Sly with Sly and Ronnie working the car,
Jesus.
Yep.
and a short track superhero, I'm taking Austin Beers.
Hiya!
That's right. My last wild card.
You're screwed, Austin.
This car right here is pretty,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got chrome rims,
Oh, that's
and
important.
it's purple.
Ooh.
And you guys know who it is? It's a mini stock.
Ray Ray?
Ray Ray.
That's a good one.
Ray Ray is my wild card pick for the mini stocks.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, double damn it for Austin Beers. Sorry.
Yeah, I feel pretty bad for him.
No, you don't.
Well, I didn't pick him, so Austin, you may at least roll it back onto the hauler this week. You know, you at least have that going for you.
Okay.
Here's my picks. Kevin Gambacorta for the late models at Stafford.
KG. Stockpiling the picks.
Waterford Speedway, going Nick Hovey, SK Light.
It's the Speedbowl.
What did he call it?
Speedway.
Are you? Come on.
Like a dork.
Come on.
I'm sorry, man.
So
on.
lame.
The Speedway? Jeez.
You mother.
Bull. Hey, wait. Does it actually work? Hit that button again while I'm talking. Start hitting it right now. Does it actually work? No?
Nope. Okay.
Yeah, whatever. At least it's not Water Bowl.
Wow. All right.
Seekonk, Chase Belcher in the late model.
Okay.
Touring series, I'm going Nima Light, Dylan Kutu. Heard about this guy?
Yes, I've heard of him.
I'm picking him.
I've never heard of him.
And at Stafford Speedway,
Yeah.
I got Nicholas Hovey in the SK Light again.
All right.
You guys are dorks.
Double whammy.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Is that it?
That's it for this week's. Let's hope Mother Nature cooperates a little bit.
We go to the
shall we?
Water Bowl Speedway.
Okay. Jokes, old guy.
Sorry.
Wrap it up.
Sorry.
All right, everybody. Listen, I'm not going to tell you this more than once. I just want you to just saddle in and get yourself ready because it's time for the Remy LaRocca
Oh, dear Lord.
Culture Minute. Come on.
Okay, I want to say a big thank you to Riley Generators for sponsoring the Pop Culture Minute. I thought
No, don't give me
everyone
the
and
hand.
their mother knew what the Annabelle doll was. But apparently, I was wrong. Apparently.
Don't try to trigger us. Just say your stupid thing.
Oh, these guys both don't know. They've never heard
I'm
of
just
it.
saying,
The Annabelle doll.
the Annabelle doll.
Please.
She's haunted.
Ooh, I like that.
There's some movies about her or aspired by her.
Really?
Aspired,
Inspired.
and we're the dorks. Aspired. Go ahead.
You may have watched the Conjuring film franchise. That's
Yeah, basically that. Okay. So right now, she is currently on tour.
Who is?
Annabelle.
Okay. The doll itself.
A doll itself
Is-
is currently on tour. It's called Devils on the Run, which is basically where she goes to like psychic mediums and other like demon. Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Damn.
Am I
It's just
supposed-
conventions
Like, you're
for like
looking
the
at me-
haunted world. That's what I'll call it. Okay.
She's looking at me like I can help her. I don't know what she's talking about.
Right.
I don't know what
You don't
words are trying to come out of her mouth.
Okay. So it's basically conventions where they could go see her. She's already been in New Orleans where there is people that think that she brought bad juju. Basically what happened, the largest sugarcane plantation in Louisiana burned down, and 11 inmates in New Orleans
they're
prison
blaming that on the doll.
Yeah, they are blaming it on the doll.
I mean, what are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
For her next stop, she was supposed to go to Chicago. Okay. All of a sudden, there's a rumor on TikTok that she went missing.
Very trustworthy
So,
source.
like everyone that I knew, all my coworkers, my friends.
You guys actually follow this?
I
mean,
So they have a convention for a doll, and everyone's going to it.
Well, it's not just for her.
It's a
There's
convention
for
for
other
like
things.
mediums, right?
Yeah, like it's for the.
What are we talking about?
I cannot believe that's what I said earlier. I cannot believe people follow the doll.
So it's not a like horror movie fan convention. It is like a medium, like a spiritual convention.
It's kind of like haunted. I don't know how to explain it because there's like people from like haunted shows that show up, and you could also meet them. It's a weird thing.
The other
out of their way for
the ever
I know.
popular.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, who the hell does this?
Well, you ever been to a haunted show, Diego?
A haunted show?
Yeah, that's what she said.
No. No. Tattoo convention? Yes.
That's basically a haunted show.
Same thing.
The girl that works for me does these like medieval time things. I don't know what they're called, like these parties where you dress up in medieval times. Is that what it is?
Kind of.
Really?
I mean, it's like a large gathering for like certain.
So what happened to the doll? Somebody stole it.
Well, they say it went missing, but the owner was like, he ran on TikTok and was like, no, I have the doll. But also, people are having a problem with it because all this stuff is happening, and they're like, the Warrens used to.
Hold on. I just got a text from my father saying that this doll went to Yukon, and my mother and father went and saw it.
Stop.
They went to the haunted show.
Bill,
I guess they've seen it.
Bill, Bill, come on. You didn't do that.
Also, another thing that I feel like you guys don't know is that it's house in Connecticut, Monroe, Connecticut.
Really?
Did you not know that? Like, they have a museum.
I don't even know who the doll is.
Yeah.
No, in
So
Diego.
basically, you can't look at the doll, or you might get like some bad stuff to happen to you.
So wait,
Juju.
people go all the way to not look at it? Like
Yeah.
they go.
They
They go to be in its
they don't look at
presence.
it?
They're in
You
its
can look-
presence.
They go
Yeah.
like this.
Right.
Yeah.
No, in Diego. Diego.
Let's go to that convention and not see stuff. All right, yeah, sounds good.
I saw it.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
but Diego, they say if you don't believe in the doll, it'll get you next.
basically,
Look out,
like,
Diego.
I mean, you can look at it. You just can't look into the eyes of it.
Okay.
Like, you
That's
can't.
good.
Like, you have to look from like the torso down.
But it's a
If
doll.
that's
Do
a doll.
Do you believe that? Honestly.
I mean, I believe in haunted stuff, so yes, I believe it, and I would never go anywhere to go see it. Like, I won't go to the Conjuring house. I'm not
Who
that
would, though?
crazy.
All right.
Anyway, that's my pop
Well,
culture.
I learned something new today. No, I didn't know people do this stuff. Wow.
There's a doll that goes around that you cannot see.
I mean,
Right.
No, but you can be close
No,
to
you
it.
can't look at it
You can be in its
inside.
vicinity.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyways,
The more you know, I guess, right?
let's move on. Find out what's on tap. Our good friends over at Myers Creamery gonna show us what's going on. I'm like speechless.
Oh, I like this. This is one of my favorite graphics right here. Look at that thing.
So, did you know that there is racing going on at Oxford Plains at this very moment? Matter of fact, our main man Sean Waddell called us from there earlier tonight.
Is that on
it
Flow?
passed. That I don't know. I didn't look up the streaming rate. So, AZ Roofing Kids Night is at Stafford at the Truck 50 NEMA. We will be at the bowl, as I said earlier. Sid's View coming back to the bowl. Fast Friday opener, and then the tour is at Seekonk on Saturday. Pro stocks are off. I thought Jack was going to pick a pro stock race to stay consistent, but he smartened up over the last week. Good for you, Jack.
Thank you.
Well played. All right, so that's what's on tap. Thank you over there at Myers Creamery. Those guys are great. Now let's get the live live
wow.
chat ready. It's time to find out who won the week.
Who are you?
Brought to you by Skake It. We say it right.
Fro's the best, man.
It's kind of a
thank you. Yeah.
kind of a short list. There's not a lot to pick from here. Mother Nature, Austin Beers. What else you got?
Ross Chastain.
Chastain.
Really?
No, not for me.
Yeah, not for me. either.
Austin Beers is the winner for me. It's hands down.
Yeah.
It's a clear-cut week for me as well this week.
Yeah.
I mean, they were the only race in town, and he showed up.
Justin Beecher, R&R Open Street Stocks winner. Wayne Hallowell Jr. won the Granite State Pro Stock race
he did.
over at Claremont. We forgot to mention that earlier. Joey Pohl, runner-up. Mother Nature.
She won a lot this week.
Yeah. I'm going with Austin in the 179
Me too.
crew. This could be a pretty simple one. Remy?
I'll go with Austin as well.
I mean, I could vote for you, whatever the hell you were just talking about.
Oh, the voodoo
Can
doll.
we give it to the doll? Yeah.
Well, Sid, if you don't, you don't know what could happen. The Warrens, they're around, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Be scared. Or maybe not. I don't know.
No, they're dead.
Of course he says cops.
He's too much. Sean loves to get it going. And here he is again. Good job, Sean.
Brett, how about you? The guests get a vote in this one as well.
I would have to go with Beers. I mean,
Yeah.
it was class act pass.
Yeah.
Great job by him.
Right. Yeah, that was a fun race to watch. Good battle. Those guys were, if you watch the end of the Monaco video, by the way, go to the Monaco Modified Tri-Track Series YouTube page. That's where you can catch all the stuff that we do for them during the season, including extended highlights from Thunder Road, which we just posted earlier today. Cool stuff with the drone, GoPros all over the place. Jack, what do you got?
I'm actually going to go with Thunder Road as a facility.
That's how you mix it up, my man.
very
Well
nice.
Because
done.
you know
Good
what?
job by
it was
you.
my first time there. I had a great time.
I
So,
like it. That's a great pick.
Yeah.
Jack is great.
All right, Rob, tally him up. What do we got?
Well, it's not going to take a long time because there's only 4 names on this list.
Yeah.
1 vote from Thunder. I wrote Thunder Rove.
Okay.
ROAF.
Hey, go with it.
Jack, Thunder Road. 1 vote for Ross Chastain. 3 votes for Steven Kopchik. Good job. Kopchik!
Yo, you got yourself. You got yourself.
Almost slipped.
Thank God I have this nice board here, the chalkboard chatter here to remind me. And knocking it out of the park this week, Austin Beers gets it done with 8 votes.
Nice. All right, good job by that guy.
Hell yeah.
Listen, don't
gay.
forget
What a gay.
don't forget to follow us on social. You know how we do it. We got crazy stuff. I might even animate the caricatures. You never know.
They were good last week.
I did a little something there. Diego, give us a shout out, my friend.
Oh, one of my favorite parts. Thanks to Fowler's Auto Wrecking for the weekly update. Of course, Waddell Communications for the Nostalgia Nugget. Hoosier Tire East for the Popcorn Stat Chat. Mid-State Site Development for Did You Know? Ed Marcel Firewood and Land Clearing for Viewer Mail. Of course, Myers Creamery for What's on Tap. Riley's Generators for the Pop Culture Minute. Skake It LLC for Who Won the Week. Thanks to DRC Electric for the Chalkboard Chatter. And of course, Monaco Ford for the results ticker. Northeast Truck and Off-Road for the weekly pick'ems. Thanks, guys. Seacon Grand Prix, thank you for firing up the hot seat. And I want to thank special guest tonight, Brett Meservey, traveling 3 hours to come down and join us. Thanks for coming, Brett.
Thanks for having me, guys. Just want to give a shout out to APE Performance Engines, Stan Mertz, Bell Septic Tank Service, and happy to be here.
Hell yeah, man. Last but not least, of course, Vault Productions for this kick-ass studio. And all you podcast members, thanks for joining us tonight.
All right, everybody, let's get ready for some action at the Speedbowl. Sid's View for their second shoot of the year, and then we'll go over it all next Tuesday night. See you then.